G'day everyone, Aussie Mark, and today we're having a look at a product from Victorinox, and this is the Cadet model. It's a very well known model, I dare say, and rightly so. It's a terrific little utility tool, and also in my view it makes a terrific gentleman's pocket knife. It's a slip joint type folder, as are most of the Victorinox line. Stainless steel, of course. The model here before us is the Alox handle scales, which I believe stands for aluminium oxide. Now we'll just go for a quick tour of what tools are in this. I've got them all opened out at the moment, so we'll start from the left, and of course here we've got our main blade. Now the main blade on this one has a cutting edge of 55mm, and it is basically a drop point or pen blade shape. Next tool back is we've got our can opener, and also on the end of that we've got a small flat blade screwdriver. A bit further back along here, hinged off the other end, we've got basically a nail file, or you could use it for filing other objects, but in essence I think it's really ideally suited to a nail file. This tip here is also basically, I guess, designed for, manicuring, nail maintenance, that type of thing. It can also be used for Phillips head screwdrivers, light duty use. It'll get into those. On this end we've got a large flat blade screwdriver here. We have our bottle opener, and just this little notch here is a wire stripper, and of course up here we've got a key ring. So we'll bring it up a bit closer to the camera, we'll just zoom out a little bit there. Now as mentioned, that nail file, we'll just try and bring up the texture of that. It's kind of a sandpaper like texture, and again that's that tip on this particular model. It's quite a sharp tip. There's no screwdriver tip as such, unlike some models, but as mentioned, if you have a Phillips head screwdriver you can in fact use it in there. I would caution people that that's for very light use only, and you'd probably want to be holding it down here to prevent any dramas. So if you've got a very light screw or unscrewing job, you could possibly use it for that. So just fold that one out of the way. I'll fold the main blade back out as well. Now we're going to do a couple of tests on these tools. What we'll do first is we'll give the can opener a bit of a run and see if that works, because I'm always interested to see just how effective these are. So now I have to go right-handed with these as a rule, so we'll just slip it on the side of our can here, and I have to say that works pretty well. I'm still a little bit unpracticed with these things, and I find the important thing is to hold them near the edge of the can. I won't go all the way around, but as you can see there, that's getting us into that can, no problem at all. So that's a handy little thing to have. Of course, again, you've just got that small screwdriver tip on the end of those, well, flat blade screwdriver tip. So tool works, it's great. No problem with that. Bottle opener, end of a hard day's work, being a gentleman's folder, a gentleman might want a beverage, so I'll give that a bit of a try as well. We've got a bottle here. There's no actual beer in this, I just threw this cap on a bottle just to give it a try. Normally with these small ones you've got to give them a couple of little clicks here or there around. Whoops, sorry, I went out of frame there. So it took 3 goes on various parts of the cap, but as you can see, that did the job for us. No problem, so you can get into your brew. Very important. Fold that back in. Okay, here back to the main blade. Just clean off any smudge marks there. The stainless steel on these is excellent. I don't know exactly what type it is, but it's certainly very rust resistant. It will show up any finger marks or anything, so I'm just trying to get rid of those for the sake of the film. We'll have a look at the on the base of the blade. You'll be able to see the markings there. Victorinox Swiss made stainless. On the reverse of the blade, basically in English, official Swiss. Those are the sort of markings you'd expect to see on genuine Victorinox knives. As mentioned, main blade on this is 84mm. Sorry, no it's not, it's 55mm, my apologies. But that is indeed the cutting edge. The overall length on it is probably around about 62mm. Overall size of the knife, we'll just pull that back up. Now I'm only doing this in metric because it is after all a European tool. Opened length on this, full length, you are looking at 146mm. Those of you who want the inch conversion, you can see that quite clearly there. And the closed length on this one is 84mm. Victorinox come in various sizes, and this particular one is from the 84mm range. So what else can we test on it? How about the blade? Is it sharp? We won't do a boring paper test, mainly because I'm no good, and we've got a bit of 550 paracord here, and as you can see there, it has no difficulty going for a bit of paracord. So for your everyday utility blade for your uses around work, I think you could do a lot worse. Now the good thing about knives like this is they're in most places should be legal to carry. Certainly where I am, which is in Queensland here in Australia, The legislation regarding knife carry, in fact, basically says you can't carry a knife. But one of the exemptions to that is that it talks about you can carry a pen knife, and it actually says in the legislation, or a Swiss Army knife for its utility purposes. Something like this, it's an innocuous thing, it's not one hand opening, it's not a locking blade or anything like that. You can probably easily justify the carry of this thing for, as said in the legislation, its normal utility purposes. And having the extra range of tools there, I think it makes it a little bit easy to explain why you may have something like this in your pocket. I've been carrying this one at work, EDCing it for my work knife now for a few weeks, and I have to say I've been really impressed with this thing. Great little knife. I was a little bit of a skeptic of Victorinox, to be honest, in the early days. I couldn't see what the big deal was about, and I felt they're quite old-fashioned, but no, I was wrong. These things are great. And I actually really like this. As I mentioned, I see this as basically some sort of a modern gentleman's folder. I love the finish of these Alox, which I believe the Cadet only comes in Alox. Most of them you'll see are silver. There are some other colours around and have been produced at various times. And if you're lucky, you might pick those up. But in general, this is the version you're going to see around. And I should mention on the back there's a little flat section where you could engrave your name in if you wish to do so. Of course, the very famous Victorinox shield on the front. But I just think it's a gorgeous little piece, and if you're looking for something to cart around at work or something just for normal utility purposes, I think this is a classy piece of gear to add to your kit. So, highly recommended. The value on this is extremely high. Of course, Victorinox quality, do we need to say anything? The quality is, of course, extremely high in any Victorinox product, and this really just, you can't go wrong. Not much bad to say about this particular product. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the review. Bye for now.